I request every participant over here to please mute your mic so that they can hear me clearly. I hope my video is also visible. And I welcome you all to this beautiful morning session of SEC Online for the Gujarat National Law University. My name is Mohit Singh, and with me I have Mr. Devanshu Mehta and Mr. Rajesh Raina, who will be coordinating with me to give you the presentation on SEC Online and also to give you all the information which is required for you to know how to use SEC Online. Considering that we have the basic session available over here as well, and for the advanced users, we have the advanced session available. So we'll take a mix of both of them, right? They'll give you the basic functionality as well as the advanced functionality. This session has been kept from 11 a.m. till 12 p.m. And for the question and answers round, we'll open the question answers at the last of the session so that you can ask our questions. With that information, I welcome you all on this SEC online session. Now I'm going to share my screen. Anyone can confirm whether they see my screen sharing or not. Just a second. Yeah. Um, Mr. Anna, can you please confirm? Do you see my screen? Or Mr. Devanshu, anyone?
Yes, Mohit. It's visible.
All right. Thank you so much for the confirmation. So members, this is the SEC Online website over here. Most of the users who are already using it knows that SEC Online is a portal, e-library portal through which you can get all the documents related to Supreme Court, High Court, and various other judgments, right? But let me give you a full introduction to this particular website. So basically, SCC stands for Supreme Court Cases. It is a product of Eastern Book Company, which gives you not only the Supreme Court judgments, but it gives you much more than that. What it gives you is Supreme Court judgments, High Court judgments, Privy Council, and historical courts like Awadh, Pepsu. Not only the judgment section, it also gives you some acts. For instance, like it gives you Central Act, Central Notification, State Act, State Notification, moot court resources, legal articles to read, and browse law reports. So there are many things which you can find in this SEC online rather than going to different websites. There are many like millions of documents which have been embedded in this software. Today's motto of creating this meeting and giving this information is only and only to provide you those methods which can save your time and as well as give you the output which you're looking for, right? It is kind of a finding a needle in a haystack whenever you're researching. So always keep those methods intact, right? We are continuously evolving to new methods. We'll give you those information when the time comes, but as of now we'll try our best to give you as much information as we can when it comes to the research part. Coming towards this SEC Online, I believe your university is already using some kind of remote access services, as being told by Ms. Avni. So most of the users already know how to use your remote access portal and how to reach to this particular website, that is SEC Online. After reaching to this website, there should be a login button which allows the user to log in this software. So we click on this login button over here, and on here you'll see IP login. I'll just quickly explain this IP login and how to register yourself, and then we'll move forward. As you can see, this is the IP login feature. If you do not see this, then there's been something wrong with your remote access services. So this is mandatory, right? When you are using the SEC Online for the first time, you need to register yourself. You click on register here over here on the bottom. You put in your login ID, that's your campus email ID or your personal email ID, and you put in your full name and you'll be good to go. Just a second. Register and login. I believe it's taking some time. Let me try it again real quick. But that's the way on registering yourself. You just go to the IP login. You click on register here, put in your full name, put in your login ID, and click on register here. Mr. Rena, are you there? I believe there's something wrong with my internet apparently.
Yes, Mohit, I'm there. Shall I share
Uh,
my screen?
yeah, absolutely. Please do that.
Okay, I'll do that.
I'm sorry for this technical difficulties. Right. So Mr. Anna has shared his screen. I hope the same is visible at your end. We are going to click on the login button, and in the IP login, we can see we have the register here button over here, right? We have already seen how to register ourselves. So now we are going back in the SCC Online dashboard. Now, some of the students might be using it for the first time, and some of the users are very heavy users or the advanced users. So let's keep all of them in one page, and then let's define how we can give you the information accordingly. You can see three different tiles over here: the blue, the red, and the black. The blue tiles are for the research purpose. Whenever you have a party name, whenever you have a citation, whenever you have something to key in order to find something, right? You can go with the any of the research tiles. Whenever you would just like to browse the documents from the category, like for example, you just wanted to browse some Bail Acts, you wanted to browse some law reports as per the date of decision, or you just quickly wanted to browse some memos from the winner team memos in the moot court resources, then certainly you can go in the My Library section. So these two things have been kept accordingly, and for each and every purpose, there is a dedicated tile. Now, having said that, let us jump into the research part straight away. So we'll go into the word search right now. Word search is the first tile in the research bar. And word search, you can identify this as the mini Google of SCC Online. Whichever word you type it over here, it will give you the search accordingly, right? So we'll just take a very basic search over here, and then we'll move to the advanced searches on how you can do it. So for an example, I quickly wanted to find some latest Supreme Court judgments on the topic of mens rea, right? It's a Latin maxim, and I quickly wanted to find it. So what I'll do is, first of all, I'll type latest judgment from Supreme Court of India, or whichever you wanted to type as per your formulation of the query. So Mr. Anna is typing latest judgment on Supreme Court, from Supreme Court on mens rea. Let me spell it for you, Mr. Anna. MENSREA. And these are two different words. So what we'll do is, whenever we would like to search for two words, but we know that these words are legal phrase: mens rea, res judicata, actus reus, damnum sine injuria, whichever legal phrase you would like to type, you need to enclose them in double inverted commas. So Mr. Anna will do it for you. As you can see, now this word has been enclosed in double inverted commas. That simply means now the software will search it as a phrase. That's really good. And now we can click on the search bar. Now we can see that we have typed everything over here in our query, which contains the latest judgment, which contains the Supreme Court of India, and which also contains our main keyword, that was mens rea. Now let's have a look at the judgments. Currently, we were trying to find some judgments. Apparently, we have found an article, and there are some categories on the left hand side through which we can certainly browse or certainly click on any category which we would like to see. Mr. Anna, how many results are we getting out of this? From our 4 million databases, we are getting only 61 results. I don't think that that's a good research what we have done. Most of the researchers who are in this meeting right now will agree with me that whenever you are working on a legal research softwares, you do not need to type the full query in one go. What I mean by full query is, now full query can contain some, we can say, not important legal words, right? So it can be anything like latest, oldest, or you're just defining some parameters in your query. Let us go back and let us show them that how we were formulating our query before, and let us try to modify it real quick. So we are going to the dashboard by clicking on these 9 dots. We are going to the word search, and we'll just show you what we have typed before and now what we are going to do. So this is a drop down. What we had typed before is latest judgment from Supreme Court of India. These are parameters. This is required when you're working on Google or when you're working on any free legal research softwares. But when you're using SCC Online on any other softwares, every software has their own functionality through which you can browse through the categories, or you can click on any category rather than defining it in the query, right? Having said that, we all know what the answer is. We'll just remove every parameter from here, and we'll only keep our main keyword intact. We'll click on the search bar, and there you go. All the results will be coming on the account of mens rea. From the number of 61, now the number have been jumped to 14,000 something. Now, this is what we were looking for. we were not looking for some couple of judgments. We were looking for some similar cases through which we can filter it down what we would like to see. So we would like to see judgments from Supreme Court of India. We'll certainly go into the left hand side. We'll click on the judgment section, and there you go. Supreme Court, Privy Council, High Courts, and whichever category I would like to see. Most of the users already know that we have the only option which allows the users to only select one particular category at a time and deselect everything else. So we'll click on that quickly, and the changes will be made in the middle column. Once you click on it, Renaji, please click on it. And there you go. The changes will be made in the middle column. And now the results which are coming in are as per the relevant results according to our software, right? These results are not according to the latest judgment which you are looking for. So for that, we can sort the data always. We can click on this sort by. There you go. We can sort the data as per party name, court name, latest, oldest, or quorum smallest or quorum largest as well. Chronological latest first. Please click on that. And I hope rather than 1989, there should be some judgment of this year or previous year. There you go. This year, I believe, has been decided on June 3rd, this month. So there you go. There's one judgment. However, I would just like to bring this to your attention, members, that whenever you're looking at a very recent judgment, just like this one, it was decided on 3rd of June. You might not find the head notes or the case summary over here made by the editors of Eastern Book Company because it is in the process right now. And that is very beneficial for you if in case you wanted to copy anything. So in case you wanted to copy anything from this judgment, you can certainly highlight anything over here and can copy it. But the moment head notes comes in, then there's a different story altogether. So let us pull up any other judgment. We can go back to the relevance filter, sir. I believe these are very latest judgments. So head notes are in the process. We can click on sort by relevance again, and let us quickly show them how they can copy when you're looking at a judgment which contains the head note portion as well. I believe we do not have to discuss about the head note. We all know what a head note means, right? There you go. Now this is a judgment from 1989 Supreme Court, and there you go. On the top you'll see more than one citation. So these are equivalent citations coming from SCC over here, 1989 year number, volume number 3, SCC 52. Similarly, if you will look upon the criminal edition, you'll find it on the page number 509. If you look at in the tax edition, you'll find it on the 389. There you go. Now in the quorum strength, we can see, Rana sir, please, can you zoom onto the screen? I'm not able to actually read out the justice's name. Just a second. Yeah, okay. So as I can see from my screen, we can see there were two judges in the quorum named as former Chief Justice Pathak sir and Justice Kania sir. However, as you can see, members, that one of the judge's name is in the blue bold color. That simply means Justice Pathak sir was the one who have authored the judgment, penned down the judgment. There you go. When we are looking at this head note black portion, then there are some new changes which we have made to the head note. Now, previously, we just gave you the head notes. You can read all the sections, all the acts which were discussed in the head note. But now we have done one more, we have embedded one more technology in this. That is, if any act or any section has been discussed in this head note, and we would like to read that, then what we can do is we can certainly click on the act name. As we can see, we have the Income Act 1961. If I quickly wanted to read that, I click on it. I can read the Income Tax 1961. If you're looking forward for to read one particular section, then certainly the method is same. You can click on that section name and only that particular section will come on to another screen. So this is very beneficial whenever you would like to recall any information, and this has been applied for most of the judgments for the Constitution of India, for articles, for acts, and for sections as well. So that is some new information coming your way. Now the question was, how can we copy anything when the head notes are present? So head notes are present, as you can see it over here. Now we are going to the judgment. We are clicking on the judge's name over here, and there you go. Now we are in the judgment. We all know how to read a judgment. There you go. You can read the whole judgment for you. However, in case you wanted to copy anything, there are two different methods, but let me give you the easiest one. Whenever you wanted to copy any particular paragraph, you need to locate this small notepad icon, which Mr. Anna is trying to show it to you. There you go. You can double click on it and it will pop up in a new window through which you can copy it. If you're looking to copy multiple paragraphs at one time, then there's a different procedure for that. For that, you need to select the paragraphs first as per your sequence. So we are clicking only single click again, and single click again. Once we have done that, then we'll move on to the top, and there you go. We have the icon of smart copy. Now, for the members who have recently joined us, do not worry. We have already recorded this session for you, and you can always do a recap on how to copy or any other functionality which you have missed before. There you go. Again, same pop-up. You can copy it from here and paste it into your Word file. So these are some basic functionalities which have been kept in SCC Online, through which you can copy anything, mail it to you, save the documents, print the documents. So we'll not take any further time on that. Let's move forward to some research part. That is what we are looking for, right? So this was just a basic example to show you how can you do the basic search. Let us go back to the dashboard, the word search, and let us try something extra. There you go, word search. Now in the word search, I would like to see the largest quorum which was constituted on the annulment of marriage cases. I'll repeat my statement again. If I would like to see the largest quorum constituted cases on the annulment of marriage cases, how can I see that? Again, we would not like to write the largest quorum or anything like that in terms of parameters, but what we can write is annulment and marriage. These are the two words which we have find in my query. Now, according to your query might contain one word, two word, three words, or multiple words. If your query contains more than one word or multiple words, what you can do is either you can go by the search bar, you can click on the search bar, or the alternate way is, Rena sir, can you please remove the second word? I'm just showing you the alternate way over here. So this is the first word. I'll click on the search bar now. What it'll do is it will search for all the cases which contains the word of annulment, right? And most of the members already know. Now I can search the rest of the query in the sub search. There you go. On the top left, you can write marriage or whichever keyword which you would like to write. You can always use a sub search window. Now what a sub search will do, sub search will not focus on the 4 million database. It will only focus the search in the 12,000 results. So it will give you precise results which contains both the annulment and marriage. And there you go. From 12,000, the results have been decreased to 2,000. Now, if we go to any digest note or any Supreme Court cases, then we can certainly see there will be a decrease in those results as well. Can we see the digest notes from Supreme Court? From the left hand side, yes. Only 34. Now, when you have this kind of output coming your way, then I request you to please read the digest note first. And if you feel like the digest notes are helping you, the digest notes are relevant for your query, can you please scroll down to the last of the digest note? Yeah, on the right hand side. No, on the right hand side. Yes, scroll down to the last of the digest note. So this is the digest note, and if you feel like that this digest note is helping you, you can certainly click on the judgment citation, or if you would like to write down any equivalent citation, AIR, ALR, AIC, as you can see it on your screen, you can certainly do that as well. So this is a method to show you that whenever your query contains more than one word or multiple words, then how you can search for that, right? So I've given you a basic definition, and I've also given you a sub search feature. Let us move forward to any other tile since we have a limited time frame, and we'll come back again for the word search for some advanced searches. There's been an addition of a new tile that is called find by topic in the research bar. As you can see in the find by topic, there you go. It is in the research bar. What a find by topic will do, find by topic will actually act like a word search, but rather than you typing it anything, it gives you some suggestion as per the topic tree. So for example, I would like to search for some case laws on the topic of property. Very simple. Let's take property. Now this tile will locate all the possible topics which comes under the property. As you can see, property law comes under the criminal law, customs, family law, human civil rights, almost everything the property is coming in. Let me be now very clear with my topic. Let me now take the topic of child custody. Let's see how accordingly child custody will appear in some topic trees. child custody. There you go. Now, child custody appears in two different topic tree. First one is conflict of laws and private international law. Could you please click on that? And similarly, we have family and personal law. So now it is giving you the suggestion that, sir, if you're looking for child custody, you can also look for custody of minor child, whichever works for you. So rather than searching for the words by yourself, it always give you some better suggestion that this can be the perfect word which you're looking for. And if you feel like that, yes, this is the word which I was looking for, you can certainly click on the search everywhere button in the bottom. Ransa, could you please show us that button? Search everywhere. Yeah, there you go. Search everywhere will act like a word search, right? You do not have to enclose them in double inverted commas. Just click on search everywhere and click on go. And now it will be like searched like a word search with the topic of child custody in it. Click on go button. Yeah, Renaji, please click on the go button. I believe your screen has frozen. You can reload the screen. Okay, no problem. I believe you're also facing some internet lag. Just a second. Let me check it on my screen. Okay, mine is working now. Do not worry. If your screen is not working, please let me know. Is it working now, Renji? Yeah. Fine by topic. There you go. Search everywhere. Click on the go button. Yeah, now it is working. So yeah, there was some kind of a internet connection at that time. And now all the results will be coming from the topic of child custody. You can again filter it down to whichever extent you want, and all the basic functions have been kept over there in the toolbar. Save, email, print, everything is available. Let us go back to the dashboard one more time. Now in the dashboard, let me do a quick recap on the words and phrases. Most of you already know about words and phrases, but just a quick recap. Words and phrases is we can say a legal thesaurus of SCC Online, which gives you the meaning of a word in which any judge has defined that word in his or her judgment, or taken from the Walton Dictionary of Law. Only two sources will be available over here. So let us take any word over here. Let's say we wanted to see the word of what's the meaning of battery, not the battery of your inverter. So let us see what type of meaning it will give us. Yeah, click on show button. Beating and wounding. This in law includes every touching or laying hold. However, I'm not able to read that. Trifling of another person or close in an angry. And there you go. You can read it all. And now this information is coming from the Walton Dictionary of Law. From the abbreviation, I can figure it out. As you can see, it is written as what. Now, what other source of information is available? Let us take another word. Let us take res judicata, for example. There you go. Res, R-E-S, yes. Now again, the software will search for the res judicata definition in the database, and this database is coming, like this information is coming from the case of Ramji Gupta versus Gopi Krishnan Agarwal. As you can see, in this case, this word was defined, and that is how we have embedded over here. So these are two sources. Yeah, there you go. Walton Dictionary is over here. So these are two sources through which you can certainly read down the information of what you're looking for. Now let us move forward to the dashboard one more time. And this time, let us go to my favorite screen, that is find by party name. Now in find by party name, it is very easy to use. Most of the researchers always have their party name available as well as the jurisdiction available. So this is very easy. And for the famous cases, for the national media headline cases, we have made a separate function for that, in which all those cases which were in the national media headline, we have mapped our database in such a way. If you type in the headline name like Babri Masjid case, Ayodhya case, or whichever you would like to type, yeah, it will give you the citation as well as the party name available. There you go. So this is for only and only the famous cases. But let us go with the standard method of searching. Now in this search, students, first of all, you would like to see that from which jurisdiction that particular case was delivered. Was it delivered from Supreme Court? Was it delivered from High Court? If you're not sure, then please click on all jurisdiction. In my scenario, yes, I'm not sure about the court, so I'll click on all jurisdiction. There you go. And now the party name I'm taking is a very old case, but most of you have already gone through this case. That is called AK Gopalan versus State of Madras. So there you go. We can type AK Gopalan. We can remove the word versus. We all know we do not have to type versus. Versus is common. And then we'll type State of Madras. Or we'll type only Madras. No problem. Click on find case. There you go. Only one result found. Now, most of the time, we do not have this precise information available on our hand. So what to do in that scenario? So for an example, if I do not remember that it was Madras, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, or whichever state it was, I can still search with the partial information available of the party name. Let us remove this. There you go. Click on find case. And now you're getting 35 results, out of which you need to locate or pinpoint according to the year it was delivered. So can we just quickly pinpoint that 1950 case? There you go. Yes. We'll click on the go button and this case will be opened up. Now it is my personal recommendation for all the members who are here. Whenever you are reading a case, whenever you would like to do a case study on one particular case, I request you, please open that case via find by citation or via find by party name. Why? Because you can see that whenever you open that one particular case, our software will give you the relevant digest notes according to that case. As you can see on your left hand side, judgment is obviously one, but we do have embedded 231 digest notes according to this judgment. Now these digest notes are handmade digest note made by the editors of Eastern Book Company after reading the whole judgment for you. And these digest note represents that how many important law points were discussed in one judgment. Now it just not gives you the what was discussed, it also gives you whether the opinion was coming from the majority or minority, whether it was a dissenting opinion or concurring opinion, whether it was the opinion from only one judge or all of the quorum. Right, all those information is available. And not only that, it also gives you the precise information that, sir, if you're looking for the overruled points of law of this case, then it gives you that information as well. So for an example, we would like to find what all points of law of AK Gopalan have been struck down now, have been overruled. So what we can do is we can open this case via find by party name. We can go to search within search result on the top and we'll type overruled over here and it will give me all those results in which the law points or the law which was decided has been struck down. There you go. We always tend to mark those digest notes or those points with the red exclamatory mark. So even though if you're researching on the word search or any other screen, if you see this red exclamatory mark, this simply represents that this point of law have been overruled. Now you can click on any one of them. Let's take the third one. There you go. Now this digest note is talking on the ground of preventive detention, Article 19(1)(d), right to movement. You can read it out. And it is the opinion coming from former Chief Justice Kania sir. As you can see it over here. When we scroll down, we would like to see the other judge's opinion. There you go. From Justice Mukherjee sir, from Justice Das sir. And if there was any dissenting opinion, we can surely include it over here. So this is the opinions which you can read and get an idea. And if you scroll down to the last, certainly you can get the idea that where this law point was struck down in the chronological oldest to latest fashion. So previously it was struck down in 1970, then in 1972, and latest it was overruled in Kalpana Mehta versus Union of India. So this is a never-ending job. Whenever any new case law again overrule this AK Gopalan, we have to update it over here. So this is a never-ending job, and this is very time-taking kind of. But yes, a quality information is available at your doorstep. Now Again, you can write down the equivalent citation. If you're looking forward for SCR, MLJ, MWN, you can certainly write it down for your personal reference. If you go to find by citation and type in any citation from here, you will still find the same document. We have mapped our database in such a way. Now, if any member would like to see all the cases which are similar to AK Gopalan, or all those cases in which AK Gopalan was relied on, how they can see that? First of all, they would have to go back to the judgment. So we'll click on the cross icon on the top and it will take us to the judgment. And from the judgment, there is a button called case reference. Mr. Anna will just try to show it to you. There you go. The case reference button is over here and it will give you all those cases in which the software will give us all the treatments which was given to AK Gopalan case, whether it was followed, distinguished, impliedly overruled, partially overruled, or whichever treatment which was given to this case will be given to you. As you can see, the very first case is giving us the information that in this case of State of Bombay versus Atma Ram so and so was relied on, right? Similarly, if you click on any other digest note, the same information will be available: relied on, followed, distinguished. So this is the method to check whether the judgment has been given any other treatment. There you go. In this case, Bombay dying in manufacture, it was referred to. So thank you, Mr. Anna, for showing us both the treatments. Now I would like to show a very good feature that has been introduced recently in SCC Online. That is, whenever you in a preparation of your case compilation or compendium, then I can help you with that. What I can offer you over here is that the software will help you in order to create the compendium for you. All you need to do is please select the document which you want in your compendium or case compilation, and the software will take the rest of the part. So let us quickly make a compendium, Mr. Anna. In my compendium, I would like to get 4 judgments on this screen. I would like to get some 4 judgments from Supreme Court of India. I would like to get some 2 digest notes and 1 article. Now, Mr. Anna is trying to get the judgment part, or whichever part you would, just take the digest note first. He is going to this icon. Can you show it again? Mr. Anna, can you show that icon again? Yeah. He is going to this icon over here that is called add to my SCC online folder icon. Now, students, members, please focus over here. This part is very crucial because it allows the user to upload the documents in SCC Online Cloud. Now, Cloud has the access of viewing all your uploaded files and folders, but only you can access it. It has been binded with your login ID. Now, I'm creating an online folder now. I'll click on it. So it will ask me a name. So I can simply type GNLU over here, change the folder. You can create n number of folders. There is no limit of creating the folder. You can create a folder of criminal law and upload all the criminal law important judgments in it. While you're on the go, you can certainly read that. So we'll just create a folder of GNLU. Yeah, please type the name. There you go. We can click on OK, and this particular folder will be created. Now, this is the first step. This method gives the user the flexibility, whether they're working on the one screen or whether they're working on different screen. They can still upload the files inside of a particular folder, right? So quickly, Mr. Anna, please upload 2 digest notes, 4 judgments, and 1 article as per your choice. There you go. 2 digest notes have been uploaded. We are going to the left hand side. Quickly, we'll upload some judgments on the Supreme Court. We click on only. And with the same method, I can certainly go with OK and upload it. Again, there is no limit for that. And if you are using your mobile application for the same purpose, then this folder can be viewed from your mobile application as well. Having said that, regarding the application is available on the Android as well as on the iOS. So both are available. And even though you're using your iPad, then you have the flexibility of using the web browser as well. So with that conversation, I believe we have successfully uploaded all those files inside of a folder. Now we have to go to the top option, that is folder view. Now folder view is over here next to the dashboard, as you can see, and we'll click on the my folders over here. Yeah, my folders and view folders. Manage folder is to delete the existing folders or to modify them. We'll click on the view folders, and a recently created folder will be right in front of you. And this screen is almost similar to the search screen. However, this screen allows many great functionalities in it. So for an example, first of all, I would like to get the print summary of my whole folder. How can I get the print summary? I only want the citation and the important information of the judgment. Then the print summary can be downloaded. First of all, we have to select all of them. Please click on the result list. Yeah. Go to this middle icon. If you're looking forward to download the print summary, go to the action bar and there you go. Now Mr. Anna is hovering his cursor at the print summary. Now print summary will allow the user to only download the summary of the documents which you have selected. It can apply on any document which you like to see. Similarly, if you quickly wanted to take the printout of all the judgment which you're looking for in non-true printout format, like in the internet download, then you can certainly do that. If you're concerned about the true printout format, then student, please remember that only those documents will be printed out which contains the true printout. The article does not contain the true printout, right? So it will be skipped out. So these are the three options which are available over here, which are of great use and can be of like a huge time saver for you. Coming back to the main question, how we can create the compendium. In the compendium, we have already selected the documents. We'll go into this icon, that is the last icon, like a diary-like icon. We'll click on it. Yeah, please click on it. It will ask me what should be the sequence of the judgment. So I want my two judgments to be on the top, article to be on the last. So there you go. Only two judgments on the top, an article on the bottom. Yeah. So this is how I define the sequence, and I can also define what should be the page size I want, A4 or legal. I can certainly click on that and I click on create. This is all what you need to do. Upload the documents, select the sequence, and you're good to go. Now, according to your internet speed, it will be done in just 15 to 20 seconds. But Renogy has a very better internet connection. So yeah, there you go. This compendium will be created in two parts. First part is table of contents, which contains the index of all documents which you have selected. And the second part contains the documents, which contains all the documents in the sequential format. I guess I've said it earlier with the internet connection speed, Mr. Anna. It's taking some time, so not a problem. Please click on table of contents. There you go. Table of contents contains all those cases in the we can say in the sequential format as you have selected, and for the members over here, this is a editable format, right? You can do all the personalization you want, and if you're representing your college or your university, then you can insert an image over here of GNLU. How you can insert an image, let me just show it to you, because that is very crucial. Just write, yeah, no, on the last row of the tools, sir. Last row on the bottom, sir. Yeah, yeah, no, on the right. Yeah, this is the one. Yes, that was the one. Yes, click on the image and it will ask you to put in the URL of the image, and whichever URL you put in over here, you can adjust the width and height, the border, and all those spacing, and you can certainly insert any image over here and present it into your moot court competition, right? You can always view it in the full screen. You can obviously do any other personalization which you want, but make sure to save it before you download it. Once you save it and once you download it, it will be there forever for your second use or for your n number of uses again and again. The second slot or second lot of documents contains all the documents in the sequential format with the pagination available. Now pagination will be given to the documents according to the sequence you have selected, and if the true printout is available, by default it will give you the true printout, as you can see. Now if any member is has a question regarding that, sir, if you are in the moot court competition and we would not like to disclose our name while taking out the compendium, then the solution is, while registering yourself in the IP login, please register yourself as team A, team B, or team C. That will keep your privacy intact, right? So this was the scenario of the case compilation. If you have any confusion, you can obviously do a recap on the video. Otherwise, you can ask this in the question answers round. We'll move forward since we have a limited time frame available over here. So we'll go back to the dashboard. In the citation, I believe everyone is fully aware of how the citation works, of how you select the journal and enter the citation. But I only wanted to say that it is not specified that you only enter the SEC citation. You can obviously enter another journal citation, such as AIR, Criminal Law Journal, or we have a huge list over there. So you can certainly explore that. Find case law by section. Yeah. So since, okay, no problem. Yeah, go to find case law by section. Find case law by section is very easy to use. Most of the members are already using it. Find case law by sections allows the user to find those judgments in which the act and the section which you're looking for is present. So I am looking for um, contract law, contract act. Yes, contract act, section number 17. So first of all, I would like to locate the act, and once I have done that, I will now locate the section number, that is section number 17, fraud, and click on grow. All those judgment which contains or which discuss on the account of section 17 fraud now will be displayed onto my screen. Now, most of the researchers, those who are in the advanced users, might be thinking that, sir, this is only searching for one act and one section. What if we would like to see two different act and two different sections? What we can do in that scenario? So let me help you with that. Please go back to the dashboard and go to the word search. So whenever you would like to see two different act and two different section, you have to go with the word search. And let us take any query. Let us take the query of IPC section 420. I would like to see that. And also I would like to see negotiable instrument act section 138. Either I can type penal code, either I can type IPC, whichever works for me. Same goes for the, there you go. There's a suggestion coming in, Mr. Anna. Yeah. So this suggestion has not been made by us. This suggestion is coming in from all those researchers who have done this query before. Now, before I jump onto this query, either I can use the parenthesis or I can leave it like this. This is just a bit of a beautification that I've done while framing down my query, but you can always use the parenthesis or not. That's your choice. Over here, I have also included one extra word that you have observed. That is called near. Now, near operator, what it does basically, it makes sure that whichever word which is falling in between penal and 420, it can be section, it can be ss dot, sec dot, or whichever word which is falling in between these two words will be taken care of by the software. So you don't have to think about all those small words which can fall in between your keywords. So near will take care of all of them, and it will also make sure that the penal and the 420 will be will will be appearing as close as possible. Right. So near, what it does, it makes sure that the words are be as close as possible, and also you don't have to take care of all the fillers in between. You can always modify your proximity of search by clicking over here. By default it is 10. You can increase it to 20 or decrease it to 0. Now we can go with the search now, I believe. So near has been done. Boolean will be automatically selected. If not, then please use a Boolean operator. And whenever you're writing the near operator, always use the near in capital word, even if you're using on the mobile application. There are some other Boolean operators as well, just like or and not. If the time allows, we'll discuss that as well. But as you can see, all the digest nodes are coming in with the information of section number 420 and also section number 138 of NI Act. Now, if you're getting less number of results, then that's very good, because now you can filter it down according to your way, right? There is one more query which can come from the member side. That is, if we would like to see the act, the section, but sometimes we would like to pinpoint some provisos or the illustration of a section, then how can we do that? So for that, again, we have to go back to the word search. If you would like to see CRPC section 167 and the subsection number 2, proviso A and illustration I. How you can do that? CRPC section 167. You can only type 2. That's fine, Ms. Rana. Yeah. Type 2, the proviso A. You can keep it like this. No, you do not have to type proviso or illustration in it. Only type the number in between. So CRPC 167 A and I, right? That is all we need to do. Yeah, I as well. Please give it a space. put a near in between. Yeah, and near has to be used multiple times if you're using such query. There you go, put a near in between. And in 167 and subpart 2, you can always use near, because in some judgments, if it is written as subsection 2, then it makes sense. So 167, then near, then number 2. Yes. So there you go. Now this is your perfect query. Now in which I have used the CRPC in the middle. So there is no order which needs to be followed. You can use whichever order you want, but make sure that all those keywords are connected with the same Boolean operator that is called near. Right? This is a query through which you can certainly search and get the results of CRPC section 167, 2A and I. We can click on the search bar and let us see what type of results do we get. So these are some advanced searches which you can always do while researching on SCC online. And if the time allows, then we will also discuss, there you go, section criminal procedure code, section 167 to proviso AI 1 and 2. So you can certainly read down the digest notes which are being displayed. If it is helpful for you, you can note down the citation, as well as you can click on the party name. Please go back to the dashboard, Mr. Anna. Now let us go back to the library part. I believe we do not have that much time left. So we can cover up the browse created topics and browse acts and rules real quick. So browse created topics, students, is a newly created tile which has been made by the editors of Eastern Book Company. And what they're trying to portray over here is they have made some big headings for you. So for the PhD scholars, for the future advocates of tomorrow, if you have the interest of in any particular topic and you would like to see some information upon it, some important case laws, some statutes upon it, then you can certainly click on any one of them. So for example, I would like to see some information from public law. So I can click on public law. Under each head, there are some subcategories defined. We all know what are the subcategories which are going to appear. So under public law, we have different headings. As you can see it on your screen, we have the advocates, we have animal laws, armed laws, child right laws. Let's take any one of them. Let's take citizen, migrants, and aliens. There you go. Now in this one, once we click on any category, we have all the information available in one place. We have constitutional documents which are discussing regarding this citizen, migrants and aliens. We have the statutes which are discussing about this particular category. Once we click on statutes, we can get to see that. There you go. Now in the statute, I would like your attention over here. That is, we not only include the principal statute over here, that is Citizenship Act 1955, but we also include some other act sections as well, which are directly discussing about this category. So as you can see, Citizenship Act is over here, but there are also other acts, Succession Acts, Aadhaar Act, Geneva Convention Act, which are discussing about this particular category. So those have been kept over there. Let us collapse this category. Let us move forward. The most important information which I feel is good for the members, that is the important case laws. So as you can see, when you go into the case laws, it will give you only handful judgments, but these are very specific judgments on this category. Now, these are all important judgment. You can read that out. And if you feel like this is being relevant to you, you can certainly click on the citation to view the full judgment. So for each and every category, it can be public law, it can be arbitration, it can be um, intellectual property. We have made some heads in which we have got all the information in one place so that you don't have to go to any other tile to find that relevant information. So that has been done by the editors. Let's move forward and let us try to see what do we have in the Bayer Acts. So in the Bayer Acts, whenever any member would like to read any state act, any central act, Constitution of India, or the act coming from different countries, I'm not sure whether the university has taken the international package or not, so we'll skip that. Let's take any central act over here. We'll click on the central act. All the commonly used act have been kept over here, and the rest of the acts have been kept in the alphabetical order. Once you scroll down to the list, you'll see them as well. Now, whenever you are reading any act, first of all, you need to click on that act. Let's take any one of them. Let's take Contract Act for the example. Yeah, let's take Contract Act. In case you wanted to download the whole act onto your machine, you can click on the save icon and this whole act will be downloaded. Either you can go by the index or either you can scroll down to read the whole act. Now let's take any section. There you go. Now this is a section number. Which section it is, Mr. Anna? Please scroll up. This is section number 2, interpretation clause of Contract Act. Now, while reading this section, I can get the whole information available and I can also get some blue colored information coming my way. That is coming from editors of Eastern Book Company. And what they're trying to showcase over here is that there are some important case laws on section number 2 of contract law, which might benefit your interest. So if you feel like that this void contract case is relevant to me, certainly same methodology appears over here. You can click on the citation, which is blue hyperlink, and this whole case will be populated in a new window. Now this embedded, or we can say this information has been embedded in most of the acts and sections. You can always get the information from the act, and you can always get the information in the form of this blue color highlighted part. So that is, I guess, central acts. In the state acts, I believe you'll not be able to find the blue color information for some of the acts, but yes, we are working on it to evolve it as soon as possible. Going back to the dashboard, we'll just take the moot court resources over here. So in the moot court resources, as you can see, we have made a huge list over here in which all the moot court competition that have been held in past, in which what was the mooting problem, what was the winner team memo from the appellant and the respondent side, all of them have been kept under one screen. As you can see, let's click on okay, you're taking the GNLU. Okay, let's take GNLU then. Let's see. Yeah, click on this. Okay, so there you go. In the GNLU 2020 moot court competition, most of the senior members already know what was the problem. You can see it from here. What was the winner team memo from the complainant and respondent side, and winner team memo again from the complainant respondent side. So this is how we put it in the category wise, through which you can certainly read it. If you click on any other university name, again, you can go or you can see the information in the same fashion. So all in all, library is very easy, but my major motto of today's session was to give you some information on the research part. I hope the information was useful to you. And I guess, Mr. Anna, would you like to add something or shall we open the question answers round?
No, I guess everything has been covered. All the options have been covered well, and I suggest we can open up the question and answer round.
All right, students, members. So yes, please feel free to ask your questions so that we can answer your queries. You can either unmute yourself or let us know via chat box window. Till that time, the questions are coming in. Mr. Anna will just show you that what are the help sources through which you can get the help in order to use the SCC online software. So till that time, the questions are coming in. We are just showing you the help center through which you can get the help of using the SCC online. This is a user manual. User manual is again very easy to use kind of a guide. Whichever query or like you're just trying to get some information on how to copy anything, you can just type how to copy, how to use case compilation, how to anything else. So everything has been kept in such a way that it gives you the pictorial representation, and it also gives you the video representation as well on the YouTube. Having said that, regarding the video, students, you can always go into the SCC online channel and you can go into the section of training, and you will find all the webinars, all the advanced tips and tricks in the video form. Also, we will upload this particular recording onto the video with the link. So whosoever has the link to this video can certainly go into the YouTube and view GNLU session for today. Till the time questions are coming up, I can also share my information on how you can reach out to us, whether you have any query regarding the SCC online, the IP access or anything like that with the SCC online, you can always reach out to us. So in the chat box, I'm putting it that information. Thank you, Mr. Anand. There you go. Okay, there's a question from Ms. Kanika. In case I want to add only few pages of case and not all pages of a case in compendium, how can I do so? Ms. Kanika, if those pages are falling in under the form of digest notes, then you can certainly upload the digest notes for that example. But for the judgment scenario, you need to upload the whole judgment in one go. Any other question? I hope that answers your question, Ms. Kanika. Okay. Till the time questions are coming in, this is the SEC Online blog. Mr. Anna is trying to show it to you. Now, this blog is very useful, and the only information which I generally use it for, that is the latest cases which have not been uploaded in SEC but have decided from Supreme Court of India. So if I go into the case brief and if I go into the Supreme Court, I will get all the case briefs of the latest cases which are yet to be added, but I still get the whole brief of what the case was about. So please open any one of them, Mr. Anna. June 7th. Oh, okay. So this is a case of yesterday, and it will give us the whole idea of what is the case was all about. And if the judgment has been uploaded, it will also give us the citation. So this has been added on the same date itself, I believe. And if I scroll down, I can get to see the whole synopsis of the case. What was the controversy? What was the by no case of sedition or anything like that with the information of the case. And the conclusion paragraph is very important. And this is Vinod Dua versus Union of India. If the case gets uploaded, then we put it over here in Vinod Dua with the citation hyperlinked. So again, this is very useful website for you to get the latest case briefs available. Any other question from the members? Otherwise, I believe we have taken 2 or 3 minutes extra, Ms. Avni ma'am, so I'm sorry for that. I guess there are no more questions left. Okay. Ms. Avni ma'am, would you like
Yes,
us to end up this session now, or?
Yes, sir. So I am very thankful to you, Mr. Rajesh Raina sir, and Devanshu Mehta sir also. And sir, it is very useful and informative session, and it is very extensive. And a lot of thanks to all the participants, all the students who have taken a time to attend this training. So it will definitely help you in your research. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope to meet the members again in another advanced session or anything like that. But yes, hope for the best and do your research. Whenever you feel like you can get any help, please do let us know your Miss Avni ma'am. Let us know via our email address or via toll-free number. Everything is available on the chat.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Avni ma'am. Thank you, Mohit, and thank you all the participants.
Thank you all the members, and have a great afternoon ahead. Thank you.